For today's Deskside, we're talking with Ed Clarke. Ed is president and founder of Adfinitum. Welcome, Ed. Please say hello to our audience.
Hello.
Ed, tell us real quick what your business is all about and why advertising monitoring is so critical and so important in this digital era of social media.
Well, I think it's really, our solution has really come into existence because of this new digital era. What we've basically done is we've gone to approximately 25 companies around the world, and each company that we're dealing with is a domestic ad monitor. So our client in Malaysia will monitor Malaysian press, Malaysian television, and sell it to Malaysian clients. But we looked at that process and said it was not really efficient, so why wouldn't we unify all of the ad monitoring information from disparate sources around the world onto a single common network? Because again, an ad in Hong Kong has a date, a time, a publication, just as an ad in London has the same information. So over the past 3 years, we integrated all of this content upon one common network called Global Ad Source. And the users are able to search approximately just over 9 million records that we have from 54 countries. And a brand manager for Pepsi, for example, is able to do a search on Coca-Cola in Western Europe, and we'll show them 15,000 ads, for example. That's important for use in competitive analysis, for business planning, for creative executions, any number of different uses. Absolutely.
It's a great business that you've launched, taking advantage of a confluence of trends going on right now. What's on your, we call these desktops and desk sides for a reason. What's on your desktop right now? What are you working on today, tactically speaking?
Right now, I'm actually working on a bid with our client in Hamburg, Germany, for Bayersdorf, which is obviously a large products or consumer products, health products, and we're presenting them with a proposal to monitor all of their brands within the US, within Thailand, Brazil, and all of Western Europe.
If you could summarize 3 trends, what's coming next in the advertising world, and the biggest challenges facing the advertising industry now, and maybe how our audience can begin to resolve those.
Absolutely. Well, I can give you two that we've noticed in terms of trends. Obviously, is the rise of internet advertising, not just banners, not just interstitials, but sort of really deeply ingrained advertising, Google AdWords, and so on. And our clients, and consequently us, we have to find a way technologically to monitor that information and then report back on frequency, report back on what the message is, report back on what the spin is being on each of these advertisements. And the second one is, we haven't really figured this one out yet, but monitoring social media and then actually monetizing that to say, well, an ad or a mention on Facebook is worth a certain amount of advertising dollars. And we're working with some providers now in the US and one in Western Europe that I think have a very good solution of monitoring the value of social marketing and social media, 2 companies specifically.
Before you get to the challenges component, and that is a challenge right there, it's a trend, as you say, that we're all working on. How is social media and what's going on online right now driving integration between advertising, public relations, the other marketing communications disciplines? My sense is that silos are beginning to break down. I'm wondering if you can speak to whether or not that's legitimate observation and how social media may be driving that push for increased integration.
Yeah, I think so. If you look at, and this is a very, very simple explanation, but if you look at Twitter, if somebody tweets about bad customer service, a friend of ours in Switzerland did it, and he complained about T-Mobile in Switzerland, how he lost a connection or something ridiculous like that, and within 45 minutes to an hour, he got a call from a customer service representative of T-Mobile. So, the ability to blog, the ability to tweet, and, essentially share an individual's thought or micro-thought with, in theory, a massive audience. I mean, that is in fact, it's not traditional advertising, but it's certainly a statement about the company itself.
What would your advice be to public relations professionals, corp comm officers, about working more closely with their affiliated partners in advertising who do what you do, based on all of this integration that we're talking about?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of that, I mean, if you look at it 5 years ago, it was extraordinarily difficult for a brand manager in Hong Kong to see exactly what is happening with the competitive brand in Europe, for example. And with our solution, it just makes it simply that much easier. It is as simple as a search. You know, we will present you with an infinite number of results, and then you can actually purchase the ad immediately. So the tools are out there to read when they really haven't. Well, the tools have not been in existence before. So, you know, it's that really essentially you've got a great toolkit. Any of your listeners can essentially access this, and it is really as easy as it sounds.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go back to, I think I interrupted you earlier, challenges and trends, and we're both seeing emails pop up on our screens and other messages. So we'll wrap this up for you. But challenges and how, beyond the one that you shared, your second item, challenges facing the advertising industry in the year ahead, and your thoughts for facing and coping with those challenges.
That's a very good question. I think just to bring it back to the social media piece, I mean, advertisers really have to understand, at least from our perspective, understand exactly what that bad customer service message or the bad tweet about T-Mobile, how they can harness the power of that and effectively use it as a traditional, quote-unquote, advertising tool. Okay,
fair enough. Ed, we promised 3, 4, 5 minutes, something along those lines. It looks like we've gone well over. Is there anything else that you want to say or share with our ComPro audience? And again, it's folks in IR, it's folks in PR, it's folks in advertising in your particular sector, marketing, and corporate comms officers. Any other tips or parting words of advice?
No, the only thing that I can actually pass along is to remember to put your phone on mute before you hit an interview, sorry. But no, I mean, I'd invite your visitors to have a look at globaladsource.com. It's a very intuitive, easy way of monitoring global brands, global advertising, all from your desktop.
All right, thank you, Ed. We appreciate it. We hope that you're able to clear off your busy desktop. We appreciate the tips and the insight today. Have a great day.
Thanks, Brian.